Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Natalie Hughes, and I'm trying to decide whether or not I like my hair like this. Oh my God. Today we're talking about tapping into your goddess energy. And I put my hair in this like wonky, cute little bun really quickly. I have so many things to do today. There's a ritual that's happening tonight. We don't have time to focus on the hair part. Okay, I just feel like a character out of a Dr. Seuss book, but I don't know. This is actually what the energy is giving. Okay, in this video, we're talking about how to tap into your goddess energy. And today's full moon in Aquarius is super tightly conjunct Uranus in Taurus as well. And so this is kind of giving Venusian, Uranian energy. So fuck it, like we will. Let's just go with it. So we're talking about tapping into your goddess energy. How to tap into a goddess energy. Long story short, look at the way that you treat you. You want to be $1 million bitch. You want to be living an opulent life. You want to be having the best of the best. You want to be in a relationship with a man who loves you and takes care of you and supports you and shows up for you. You want to be treated like a goddess. That's always going to start with the way that you treat yourself. How to become a goddess, how to tap into your goddess energy. It's always going to start with the way that you treat yourself. What do you say versus what do you do? A lot of us in general, across the world, in the collective, are cheap. We're cheap with ourselves. And cheap, yes, can talk about the money that we give or the things that we spend on ourselves. But cheap can also talk about the energy, the time, the attention, and the effort that we give ourselves. We're cheap with ourselves. We are typically socialized, especially as women, to be generous with other people, to be overly accommodating to other people, to help other people, to serve other people, to make other people happy. We're not taught to be generous with ourselves. We're not taught to be generous with the amount of time that we give ourselves. We're not taught to be generous with the amount of love that we give ourselves. We're not taught to be generous with the effort that we give ourselves. And let me give you an example. When you're doing your journaling, an example of being cheap with yourself is, okay, there's the journal prompt. I wrote one sentence. I wrote two sentences. Okay, now let me move on to the next one. That's cheap. It's cheap. Because did you really get deep into your limiting beliefs? Did you really get deep and expand into a greater sense of self awareness in two sentences? No, you fucking didn't. It's cheap. But what happens when you give yourself, last night I did, because, okay, so there's a million different things happening right now, right? After this snippet, after me talking, I'm going to give you a portion of the Taurus full moon report that I just did, right? And as a part of the Taurus full moon report, there's a workbook that comes with it. It's a workbook of 10 questions, and the questions are really good. It shifted the fuck out of me. So I literally this morning spent my time answering the questions to this workbook. And for every single time, for every single thing, it's like 6.5 pages. For every single question, I gave myself 2 minutes, the timer stopped, and I kept writing because I had more to say. And I shifted shit, looked at things in a new way, and was like, whoa. Sometimes you're answering a journal prompt, and it's not until you hit that 2 minute mark that you really get to the good shit underneath everything. I don't treat myself like a cheap bitch. I don't do journal prompt. I'm not like these other girls. I don't do journal prompts just to say that I did it. I don't go through the workshop just to say, okay, I'm good enough. I did the thing that I'm supposed to do once a day. No, Taurus full moon, goddess energy is about relishing in everything. How many times do we relish in misery, relish in negativity? You can talk on and on and on and on and on about the terrible thing that somebody did to you, about the terrible thing that somebody said, about the terrible experience that you had. But when it's time to look at what's alive within you, when it's time to develop a greater sense of self awareness, when it's time to tap into the vibration of your desire, all you have is two sentences. All you have is a couple words. That's cheap. That's cheap. That's not goddess treatment. That's not love. So, goddess treatment, embracing and embodying next level goddess energy, is going to start with the way that you treat yourself, because it's a reflection of your self worth and it impacts the way that you feel about yourself. When you invest in yourself, I'm talking money, I'm talking time, I'm talking energy, I'm talking effort. When you invest in yourself, you feel differently. The woman that I am today, I don't even remember why, I was going on a rampage about the resources that I have today being even greater than the resources that I've had at any other point in my life. And I was thinking, the courses that I have, the mentorships that I have, the, coaches and the access that I have is greater than I have ever had in my life. I'm more supported than ever. I am this woman who invests hundreds and thousands of dollars in herself with complete and total ease. And that has changed me. That has elevated me. The woman who invests hundreds and thousands of dollars into herself respects herself more. She takes herself seriously. She takes her dreams seriously. You feel differently when you invest in yourself. You feel differently about yourself when you take care of yourself. You feel differently about yourself when you show up for yourself. For the past couple of days, I've been not journaling as frequently as I usually do. There's been so much that's going on, and me not keeping up with that daily journaling practice, me not putting pen to paper every single day, getting tuned and tapped and turned on to the vibration of my desire, it has contributed to me feeling worse and worse and worse. I've been going around like, why am I in such a bad mood? Why do I feel so bad? Why am I in such a bad mood? And it's like, yeah, because you're not on your fucking Zoom. Yeah, because you're not doing what you need to do. Manifestation is not just a game of saying pretty words and thinking different thoughts, even though that contributes to it. Manifestation, in terms of actually changing your life, you want to become the woman who's having a completely different experience. You don't just want to have $1,000 more. You want to make $1,000 more every single month. You don't just want to have $10,000 come in one time. You want to make an additional $10,000 every single month. There's a change in your energy. There's a change in the way that you are most dominantly. And when you're first starting out, developing a new belief system, telling a new story, you have to do that consistently before it becomes something that's in your subconscious, before it becomes something that's normal and natural for you. I've been doing this work for several years now, and as I continue to go deeper, and as I continue to realize unsupportive stories I've been telling and new stories that need to be told, I'm not at the place where my subconscious mind is always telling the new story. I'm still at the place where I'm in my journal every single day, reminding myself that I am wanted and I am important and I am significant and I do matter and I do belong. And when you're not showing up every single day to take care of yourself, that's not goddess energy. That's not goddess behavior. That's cheap ass bitch behavior. That's $2 hoe behavior. Look at yourself right now and look at the way that you treat yourself. Look at the way that you show up for yourself. Are you treating yourself like $1,000,000 bitch? Or are you treating yourself like a cheap hoe? That's really it. Are you treating yourself like $1,000,000 bitch? Or are you treating yourself like a cheap hoe? I look at my nails right now. I've been indecisive about, do I want to do another set? Do I just want to do a gel overlay? So I haven't been doing them. This has been contributing to my moods feeling worse. I look at my toenails right now. I have not done a pedicure because of something else that happened. Long story short, I have not done another pedicure. I look at my toenails. A lot of them do not have polish anymore. One of them has the polish like chipped off. I do not feel good about myself when I look at my feet. All of these things are contributing to my mood. Yesterday night, I sat down in my seat and I was feeling so bad. I'm feeling so terrible. And I looked down and I'm like, one of the reasons why you're feeling terrible and one of the reasons why you're feeling like shit is because you're wearing this magenta and gray shirt that it's not your fucking color. If I put on clothes that do not light me up, if I put on clothes that do not make me feel good about me, it's going to lower my vibe. It's going to worsen my mood. Goddess levels of taking care of yourself, treating yourself like $1 million bitch. I may not have it as a financial priority for me to get manicures and pedicures every 2 weeks right now. That is the least of my financial priorities and things that I'm focusing on. So what is it that I do? I do my own nails at home. I do my own pedicures every 2 weeks. Mostly, it's probably been like 3 or 4 weeks since I did my last pedicure, probably like 3 weeks, but it really doesn't matter. The point is that I sit with my fucking pedicure bucket and I have a little portable tea kettle that I house my extra hot water in case it gets too cold, and I have my soapy water and I have my Lush bath bomb so that it's pretty and it's sparkly and it's bubbly, and then I put some fucking Bridgerton instrumentals on my television on YouTube, and then I pull out my book and I'm reading my book and I'm soaking my feet for like 20 fucking minutes, and then I'm doing my pedicure, and for the next 2 weeks, every single time that I look down at my goddamn feet, I feel happier. I smile. Oh my god, you have the cutest toesy woesies that I've ever seen in my life. It makes me feel better about myself when I have perfume that I love, and every single time I move my fucking wrists around because I talk with my hands, I get a beautiful, amazing, wonderful whiff of Tom Ford. That is goddess energy. I treat myself like a goddess. I invest in the things that are going to make me feel better. I invest my time, my energy, and my effort into myself. I show up for myself. I fight for myself. That is what puts me in goddess level energy. You want to be treated better by the world, you have to treat yourself better, because total fucking fault in our stars moment, we accept the love we think that we deserve. You're going to accept treatment from people that aligns with the way that you treat yourself. So you neglect you, you ignore you don't take care of you don't go deep with you don't commit to your goals, you don't commit to knowing you don't commit to understanding you. Oh, of course you're attracting and entertaining and dating and in situationships with guys that don't show up for you. Of course you're attracting and entertaining situations and, relationships and connections with guys that have no genuine, authentic interest in you. You don't have a genuine, authentic interest in you. You don't have a genuine, authentic interest in what you need. You don't have a genuine, authentic interest in taking care of you. You don't have a genuine, authentic interest in loving you. Of course you're accepting this. But when you love yourself and you show up for yourself and you give yourself goddess treatment, there's certain shit that no longer works. There's certain people, there's certain interactions, there's certain connections that you can no longer entertain because they're fundamentally incompatible. I had a situationship, my second to most recent soulmate connection, whatever. And it was like this back and forth energy within myself. Oh, this guy has so much of the things that I want in a man. Ooh, I really hate that he treated me in that way. Do I want this relationship? Do I not want this relationship? Oh, he has this trait and I really like this trait and I really like this and this could be so good. Ooh, but I really hate the way that he treated me. And it was just me going back and forth with myself about what do I want? Do I want to manifest this relationship? Do I want to manifest this guy? And ultimately, at the end of the day, it was a fuck no for me. It was never going to be that guy. It was never going to be that guy. Because I was never going to get over the fact that that guy blatantly fucking ignored me. I was never going to get over it. Don't give a fuck. I was never going to get over that. I was never going to get over that, because that's like fundamentally opposite, fundamentally opposing who I am at my core. I don't do that to me. I don't do that to her. In previous romantic relationships, I was chasing guys who were ignoring me, trying to heal some shit that happened to me when I was a girl. In this relationship and connection, I was trying to make something happen, and the whole entire time I was like, I don't think that this is what I want, but it looks so close to what I want. Is this the thing that I want? No, this can't be the thing that I want. It was really interesting, but that's not the point. The point is this. Goddess level energy, goddess level showing up for yourself, goddess level taking care of yourself, goddess level investing in yourself, goddess level loving yourself. I was never going to let that shit go. I'm sitting here, journaling, and I'm doing my forgiveness practice, which is great because you don't need to hold resentment for the shit. I'm like doing my forgiveness practice, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe we could move on like this. Maybe we could come together instead like this. No, the fuck we can. No, we never could because I'm a goddess. No, the fuck we can't. No, we never could do that. It was never going to be that. That was never going to happen because I was never going to allow that. And the reason why I was never going to allow somebody who had ignored or neglected or disrespected me in any capacity to be my husband, my soulmate, the father to my fucking kids, I was never going to let that happen because that's not how I treat me. That's not my standard for living. You want to tap into goddess level energy? What is your fucking standard for living? I have a certain standard for living. People who ignore me, people who don't show up for me, people who do not make me feel safe emotionally, they don't get to be close to me in my life. People get to be acquaintances, people get to be people that I know through work, people get to be people that I see on the fucking street. Everybody doesn't have to be my enemy, but everybody cannot be close to me. Everybody cannot be my bestie. Everybody cannot be my BFF. Why? Because I value myself and I value my energy because I understand that I bring so much to the table. We have so many conversations about that. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? I bring my energy to the table. I can go on and on and on all day about the ways that I make everything better. I make everything in the world better. I make everybody feel better. Long story short, it's in my energy. It's in what I embody. It's how I take care of myself. As the woman who invests so much time, energy, and effort into herself, when you come around me, you're going to flourish. When you come around me, you're going to be elevated. You're going to be elevated just by having a conversation with me. You're going to be elevated just by the way that I show up. You're going to be elevated just by my fucking existence. And I am this woman. If I am this woman with such inherent motherfucking value, every single room that I walk into gets lit the fuck up because of my presence there. I better be satisfied. I better be satisfied in every relationship. I better be satisfied in every single motherfucking connection. I better be satisfied. I better be fucking relishing in it. I better be feeling so loved and feeling so appreciated and feeling so taken care of because everybody benefits from having access to my energy. So if you want access to my energy, you're going to pay a fucking fee. You're going to pay a fucking price. And that looks like actually getting paid money for the services that I have to offer. That looks like having relationships with people exclusively who also make me feel good, who also elevate me, who also bring me up. You don't elevate me. You don't make me feel good. You don't inspire me. You're not around. You're not around at all. I'm not available for it because I damn sure better be satisfied. I damn sure better be receiving in exchange for the value that I give, for the value that I bring. But you don't get to that place of valuing yourself and valuing your energy while you're treating yourself like a cheap hoe. I got to this place of being such a valuable woman because I invest in myself, not just spending money, time, energy, and effort. I got to this place of being such a valuable woman by investing in myself, and my mindset has changed because I invested in myself in the right ways, right? You're going to be in my life, you're going to treat me the way that I treat me, or you're not going to be here, period. And that's the energy. So next up, I have a portion of the full moon in Taurus report that's going to be available until Sunday night. Well, this video will be up forever, but you can purchase the Taurus full moon report for only $10 up until Sunday night. I hope that you enjoy it. I love you and goodbye. So we've got Venusian energy. So we're having a conversation about beauty. If we've got a Venusian full moon, that full moon in Taurus, that's tightly conjunct Uranus in Taurus, we're having a conversation about beauty. And when we as women, a lot of my clients and customers are women and I market to women. So as women, we tend to have a lot of issues with our body, issues with our physical body, and the perception of what is lovable versus what's not lovable. And this is based in beauty standards and the things that we see in magazines and the stories that we started being told hundreds of fucking years ago because of stupid shit that isn't even worth fucking talking about, right? So it's like, okay, You can have one perception of your body. You can have one relationship with your body where you're like, I hate that my body is shaped like this. I hate that my body looks like this. I hate that my body does this thing. But that's not Uranian. That's not Uranian at all. Uranus is a planet of freedom. Jupiter and like Sagittarius energy is also a planet of freedom. But these two planets do freedom in a different way. Uranus is a planet of freedom because Uranus is a planet of authenticity. You are your most free when you are your most authentic self. You are your most happy and fulfilled and free self when you are willing to express your heart and your soul and your truth to the world. That is an energy of freedom that can't be taken from you. Somebody can't take your self-love away. Someone can't take your authenticity away. And it is in that way that Uranus guides us into a sense of personal empowerment. I'm no longer giving power of what's beautiful away to somebody else. When you think about a goddess, when you think about a goddess sitting on a throne, are you going to approach that goddess? Are you going to walk into that goddess's temple and tell her, hey, it'd be a lot better for me if you got the fuck up off your throne. Thanks. Are you going to tell that to a fucking goddess? No. That goddess is going to kill you where you stand. Because that's a fucking goddess. And put some respect on her goddamn name when you show up into her motherfucking temple. Goddesses do not play. So when you think about Venusian energy, you do kind of get that hot, popular girl that forgets the nerdy kid's name. Because she is a little bit too cool. There are things that Taurus is too good for. There are things that Venus is too good for. When we're talking about Venus, we're talking about a standard. We're talking about a standard of living. Venus wants to be comfortable. Venus wants the best of the best. Not necessarily because other people are going to think something of her if she has it, but because she needs to be comfortable. She needs to be cozy. She needs to be snug as a bug in a rug. Okay? And that's her authentic self. So if you want to get a goddess to do something, you don't walk into her temple making a million fucking demands. You want to get a goddess to do something, you show up to her, you bring an offering. You want to get a goddess to do something, you show up to her and you bring her some fucking grapes. You bring her some fucking money. You bring her emeralds. You bring her rubies. You bring her diamonds. You bring her something of fucking value. You bring her something that is worth her time. You bring her something that is communicating to her through your actions that you value her, that you value her time, that you value her energy, that you value what she has to say, that you value who she is, that you understand what she brings to the table. You understand how she can powerfully serve you in your life. You have space for her. You have room for her. You want to serve her because you already understand how she can serve you. So when we're having a conversation about Venus, we're having a conversation about a goddess, especially when we're talking about Taurus energy. Taurus energy is an uppity fucking goddess. You want to get Taurus to do something, I need to see some goddamn rubies. And then we can have a conversation about what I may or may not be doing. Taurus is the sign in the restaurant that says, we reserve the right to refuse service. Taurus is not going to do a goddamn thing that it doesn't want to do. So, full moon time, Full moon is a moment and a period of releasing what no longer serves us. Full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. Uranus, like we talked about, is all about that authenticity. So combining these energies together, what do we get? Full moon in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus. It's time for me to release all of those parts of me that have not been being authentic to who I am, to what I want, to what I desire, to what I need, to what I require. How have you been being dishonest about what you require in your own life? And why would you be being dishonest about what you require? Oh, because you don't feel worthy? Oh, because you don't feel good enough? Oh, because of shame, guilt, and fear? Oh, because somebody told you that you weren't pretty enough and only pretty girls get to have guys who look like that? Oh, because you grew up being told that you were too fat and only girls who are skinny and pretty get to have hot guys like that to marry them or be their boyfriend or whatever? That's what you're looking at. That's what's being triggered right now in this collective energy. That's what's ready to be healed. That's what's ready to be moved through. Full moon in Taurus, it's time to step into your goddess energy. There's a song, it's by a woman, Queen Herbie, and the title of it is literally Goddess. If I remember to tag it, I will. If I don't, you'll have to look it up on your own, but I do strongly suggest that you listen to it. She says, God, what does she say? She says, lights up, lights on. I don't remember. She says, baby, this is my scene where I'm going after all of my dreams. So much abundance that a bitch can't breathe. And then she says, drop to my knees. Thank Goddess, because he worships me. Dirty mouth, but my blank is pristine. You need to get up at my frequency, okay? Just go listen to the song. It's a really good song. The energy and the point there is that you want to reach your next level. You want to reach your next level of status. What do we know about manifestation? We know that manifestation is a game of living in the end. We know that manifestation is a game of living as if. There's a part of you that has been afraid to live as if you are your next level success. You're not walking around like a goddess. You're not walking around talking and speaking and behaving as if you are a goddess. Because I don't have the wardrobe of a goddess. Because guys ghost me and they don't ask me out on a second date. So how am I going to act like I'm a goddess that all men would be lucky to marry if men avoid me and men run away from me? How am I going to act like I'm a woman who's sought after in my career and nobody knows who I am? I don't have a name for myself. I haven't made as much money as the other women have made, blah, 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 blah. Insert whatever lies from the devil's mouth that are playing in your mind at the moment. This full moon in Taurus is like, no, 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 no. This shit has got to go. If you enjoyed this little snippet, then you will absolutely love the full on hour long report. Inside of this week's full moon in Taurus 2024 Astro report, you are getting clarity on what the fuck is going on in the collective energy so that you know what to expect and you don't fall victim to the fear and the chaos around you as things continue to shift and change. You're also getting an understanding of what the full moon in Taurus means for your spiritual, financial, and personal life. You're getting insight on how exactly to harness this powerful energy And I'm giving you that insight based on where the full moon falls in your own natal chart. Lastly, as a part of your report, you are getting a workbook of 10 powerful transformational journal prompts that's going to help you reflect, shift, and expand your energy and your belief systems in alignment with the astro analysis that I'm sharing inside of the report. You can download this report right here and right now for only $10, and this Astro report is going to be available until Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I want to give you at least a full day where the energy is still the most strong and the most potent. I love you so much. I hope that you download the report, and even if you don't, let me know in the comments section how this video served you. I'll talk to you in the next one.